Good morning and welcome to Zen Fits here in Blackstone, Virginia, where nothing fits. Oh wait, when you're at the center of the world, everything fits. So the title of today's talk, my meditation this morning, is The Zen of Laurel Hardy. The Zen of Laurel Hardy. I've been laughing at Laurel and Hardy my whole life. And now I'm laughing again because I watch TikTok before I go to bed, and there is Laurel and Hardy. Little clips of laughter. And why do we laugh at Laurel and Hardy? I mean, I laugh at it even though I've seen it 500 times. Still laugh. What is it in a comedy routine or skit? Like last night, I watched the routine of Bud App and Lou Costello on Who's On First, and I roared with laughter. And I've seen it 500 times. What's going on? Why do we do that? I'm curious. I want to know. Well, let's take a look at Laurel and Hardy. So what's the Zen of it? Now, when I say what's the Zen of something, I mean what is the whole of it? I see the whole thing. I see the instead of looking at the parts, instead of looking at the I hate this shifting light. It drives me crazy as a photographer. I'm going to keep going. See if that's better. See if that stops it. Anyway, okay. See, my foyer goes all the way through to the back door. I live in a big house. Okay. So there's a formula to Laurel and Hardy. Looks like there's a formula to Everyone Loves Raymond, or King of Queens, or 2.5 Men, or I Love Lucy. All of these famous sitcoms that get repeated, that go on and on and on, Seinfeld and everything, have a germ in it, have an equation in it, a formula that releases laughter. It releases laughter, so I can watch 2.5 Men or Seinfeld over and over and over, and I still laugh. And so it's not like something where you've seen it once and that's it. There's something in it that creates laughter. And so what is it that creates laughter? Spontaneous laughter. That's what I want to know. That's the Zen of it. Now, Zen cones are like sitcoms. Zen cones are a little drama, just like Seinfeld is a drama, right? So Seinfelds are Zen cones. Long ones, whereas Zen cone is very compact. But you could imagine a Zen cone, and that's the way you work with them. You inhabit them as if they were a sitcom. So let's get back to Laurel and Hardy before I forget. So Laurel and Hardy contains, the formula of it contains a contradiction, a twist. You see, this twist is embedded in the comedy. So when you watch the routine, the twist releases laughter, the contradiction, or let's say the ambiguity, where nothing fits. See, when I say Zen fits, nothing fits or everything fits. It's the same fit. So Zen fits. Is the fit having a fit because nothing fits? Or is the fit having laughter because everything fits? So we laugh when everything fits. But what if nothing fits? So looking at, say, Laurel and Hardy, they are caught in a dilemma where no matter how hard they try to make everything fit, no matter how Laurel and Hardy try to get respect, to be somebody of merit, to be important, to be respected, no matter how hard they try to get the job done, Nothing fits. And they end up with, this is another fine mess you've gotten me into. Laurel will say that, as their good intentions have come to disaster. So the whole thing is about good intentions coming to a disaster where nothing they do is any good. When Laurel and Hardy get going, nothing they do is going to be any good to bring about the good intention of their project, whether it's to clean a chimney or to help somebody in the hospital. Whatever they want to do, you see, is going to come to no avail because there's a twist or a contradiction or an ambiguity in their routine. So you have to look at them not as Laurel plus Hardy, but you have to look at Laurel and Hardy like this a martini glass. You got a monkey here, here's Laurel, and you got a monkey there. There's Hardy, right? And so they don't complement each other. They are uncomplimentary of each other, yet their intention is to complement each other. You see the twist here? Their intention is to work together to achieve a goal, but they are incomplementary. So there's the twist. That's why I love martinis, because the gin and the vermouth are different, but when you put them together in one situation, or one comedy routine, or one mind, one situation, let's say situation, when you put the two intentions together in one situation, you have an impossible situation where nothing they do is any good. If you notice with these monkeys here, this monkey is facing, let's see, this way, and this monkey is facing that way. So you have Laurel facing this way, Hardy facing this way, and Laurel facing that way. And you put them together in a situation, you see, and instead of working together, they're working in opposite directions, yet both have good intentions. That's the problem, you see. That's the situation. They have one will, but the will is divided against itself. So this is a metaphor for our consciousness. That's why we laugh. Laurel and Hardy is a dramatic metaphor. You understand, metaphors are pointing beyond themselves. So all successful sitcoms, Seinfeld, or comedy routines, Bud Abbott, Lou Costello, Lawrence and Hardy, which were the old routines, and the new ones are Seinfeld's and Big Bang Theory, and all of these new Laurel and Hardy shows, you see, are basically situations, holes, where two intentions are believe they're complementary, but they're incomplementary, so that no matter what you do, you lose. That's called a double bind. Now, when this is presented in a situation like Laurel and Hardy routine, you see, this is impossible. This is an impossible situation because there's no one. The one is divided against itself, you see. Hope I can explain this. In the metaphor of this glass here, the two monkeys are divided. One's facing one way, the other's the other way, yet the situation is whole. So the situation contains an impossibility. The situation contains an ambiguity that is impossible because life is one. You see, the room. I'm in this room here. It's one room. If I saw two rooms, I'd go put me in a ward. You see, one is one. Everything is one. Take this martini glass. It's one. There might be a whole shelf of martini. Well, I got them in that other room there. In fact, I think you can see them from here. See right there? There's martini glasses. I've got a whole. My uncle gave me 500 of them. I've been giving them away. Can't get rid of them. I think they multiply. Anyway, somebody come in and say, "Hey, look at all these martini. My uncle gave me these martini glasses," and I'll say, "Oh, pick one. One is yours. Pick one." Ooh, and they go and I can't pick. I can't pick. You know? So they have to pick the one. They have to pick the one. But you got 500. Now the woman will use. There's a couple. The woman will usually go right to, "Oh, I like that one," and pick it. And the man's going, he's like the guy in the Hurt Locker. He can't choose the cereal. It's too many. They're all the same, you know. He can't. And the woman will notice his consternation. Say, "Oh, well, honey, how about this one?" "Oh, yes, that's the one. Thank you." And he's relieved. He chose the one. But you see, well, Laurel and Hardy, you can't choose the one because there's two. You know, the one is split, and that's impossible. Because life is one. You are one. Life is one. Everything is one. But when a situation where it's split into two, that's impossible. Yet there it is. So the one is two and the two is one. You see, that's impossible. So how do you get out? We have to get out. We have to get to the one. So in a situation, a comic situation, when the one is split into two, and they go like a yin and a yang, or two koi, you know, a lot of the pictures of the yin yang, it's like the yin is going this way, and the yang is going, go like this. Wah, 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 right? This is the wah, wah. So the situation that contains two opposite intentions, both of which intend to be the one, but they go against each other, defeating themselves, you see. So how do you get out of that, you see? Well, when it's a comic situation, the only way to get out is to laugh. And the laugh is always spontaneous. So these situations that contain a pair of opposites defeating themselves, which is called irony, contain laughter. Laughter is the potential. The laughter is contained in the situation, and when we see the impossibility of Laurel and Hardy, the impossibility of there being one, because they are functioning against each other, we laugh to free ourselves from the ambiguity. The one is restored through laughter. Now, this is an important thing in life, particularly when you get old, like me, 86. I'm an expert now. I can say I'm getting to be an expert in old age. And the freedom from old age, sickness, and death, as Buddha said, is laughter. Right? If you can't laugh at your old age, if you can't laugh at your dementia, you see, you're going to be old and you're going to get sick and die. But if you can laugh at it, you're liberated from old age, sickness, and death. And the laughter, you see, that's why Zen Buddhism was called by some Zen expert Buddhism with jokes. Buddhism with jokes, you see. Laurel and Hardy is a joke because it's absurd. And it creates the absurd is when the one is divided, and it's impossible. It's absurd for the one to be divided. It's absurd for the one to be divided, yet there it is. So how do you get out of it? You laugh. Or if you're an inventor or an artist, you see, when a situation is absurd, when a situation cannot find the one or the creative idea, and you go round and round, you stay awake at night, whoa, 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 whoa. How do you get a, how do I, what is the idea? The idea is tip of my tongue. It might be the name of a movie star. Oh, what is that movie star's name? And you may stay up all night thinking about it. You know, and then suddenly you relax. Maybe you do something, wash the dishes, and something clinks, and boom, there it is. And it's so simple. You laugh because it was right there. It was so simple. It was just on the tip of your tongue. That means it's just right there, you see. This creative idea, this release from the tension, this release from the absurdity of my life, this release from the absurdity of this situation, where I'm a Laurel and Hardy routine. A Laurel and Hardy routine is a situation where no matter what you do, it's no good. You're going to end up in an ash heap of failure. This is a fine mess you've gotten me into. Thanks for dropping in.